Chapter 57. Sam hits the eject button. Gunilla jabbed her spear tip against Blitz's jugular. "No closer," she warned. "Rogues and liars, all of you. You've endangered Midgard and Asgard, roused the giants, caused chaos across the realms." "We also rescued you from a birdcage," I added. "After luring me here in the first place." "Nobody lured you," I said. "Nobody asked you to hunt us." "Gunilla." Simra placed her axe on the floor. "Let the dwarf go, please." "Ugh," Blitz agreed. The Valkyrie captain glanced at Hearthstone. "You, elf! Don't even think about it. Put that bag of runestones on the floor. I will burn you to ashes." I hadn't realized Hearthstone was about to make a move. He complied with Gunilla's order, though his eyes blazed. He looked like he wanted to do something much worse to Gunilla than put her in a magic hamster wheel. Sam raised her palms. "We're not going to fight you. Please, release the dwarf. We all know what a Valkyrie's spear can do." I didn't, actually, but I tried to look as meek and harmless as possible. As exhausted as I felt, it wasn't hard. Gunilla eyed me. "Where's your sword, Magnus?" I gestured to the ruined end of the hall. Last I checked, he was taking a bath in a goblet. Gunilla considered that. It was the sort of statement that only made sense in the loony world of the Vikings. "Very well." She shoved Blitzen toward me. She swept her spear forward, keeping us all within striking distance. The weapon's light was so intense, I felt like it was baking my skin. "We will return to Asgard as soon as my full strength returns," said Gunilla. "In the meantime, explain why you were asking the giants about Thor's weapon." "Oh." I remembered Thor being pretty specific about not telling anyone about his missing hammer. "Well, a trick," Sam interrupted, "to confuse the giants." Gunilla narrowed her eyes. "A dangerous trick. If the giants believed that Thor lost his hammer, the consequences would be unthinkable." "Speaking of unthinkable," I said, "Surt is going to release Fenris Wolf tomorrow night." "Tonight," Sam corrected. My stomach dropped. "Isn't it Tuesday? Freya said the full moon was Wednesday." "Which technically starts at sundown on Tuesday," Sam said. "The full moon rises tonight." "Well, that's just wonderful," I said. "Why didn't you say so?" "I thought you understood." "Silence, both of you," Gunilla ordered. "Magnus Chase, you've fallen for the lies of this daughter of Loki." Excuse me. "You mean the full moon isn't tonight?" "No, it's tonight. I meant..." Gunilla scowled. "Stop confusing me." Blitzen whimpered as she throttled him with her light spear. Hearthstone edged next to me, his fists clenched. I raised my hands. "Gunilla, all I'm saying is, if you don't let us go, so we can stop Surt..." "I warned you," Gunilla said. "Listening to Simra would only hasten Ragnarok. Feel fortunate I found you, rather than the other Valkyries who are hunting you, or your former Einarjar hallmates. They were anxious to prove their loyalty to Valhalla by killing you. I, at least, will make sure you get a proper trial before the Thanes cast your soul into Gunungap." Simra and I exchanged glances. We didn't have time to be captured and sent to Asgard. I definitely didn't have time to get my soul cast into a place I couldn't even pronounce. Hearthstone saved us. His face became transfixed with horror. He pointed behind Gunilla, as if Jirod was rising from the rubble. It was the oldest trick in the 9 worlds. And it worked. Gunilla glanced behind her. Sam lunged with blinding speed. Instead of trying to tackle the Valkyrie captain, she simply touched the golden bracer in Gunilla's arm. The air hummed as if someone had turned on an industrial vacuum cleaner. Gunilla shrieked. She stared at Sam in dismay. "What have you—" The Valkyrie imploded. She collapsed to a pinpoint of light and was gone. "Sam?" I couldn't believe what had happened. You killed her?" "Of course not." Sam swatted my arm. Thankfully, I did not implode. "I just recalled her to Valhalla." "The armband?" asked Blitzen. Sam smiled modestly. "I didn't know if it would work. I guess my fingertips haven't been deregistered from the Valkyrie database yet." Hearthstone rolled his hand. "Explain." "Valkyrie armbands have an emergency evacuation feature," Sam said. "If a Valkyrie is wounded in battle and needs immediate attention, another Valkyrie can send her back to the halls of healing simply by touching her armband. She'll be instantly extracted, but it's powerful magic. One use and the armband melts." I blinked. "So Gunilla got yanked to Valhalla." Yep, but I haven't bought us much time. She'll be back as soon as she gathers her strength. I imagine she'll bring reinforcements, too. Thor's hammer, I said. The storage room. We ran for the small iron door. I'd like to say I carefully planned the ceiling collapse to make sure the door didn't get buried in wreckage. In truth, I just got lucky. Sam's axe cut through the lock in one swipe. Hearthstone yanked open the door. Inside was a closet, empty except for an iron pole, the size of a broom handle, leaning against the corner. Well, I said, that's kind of anticlimactic. Blitzen studied the iron pole. I don't know, kid. See this rune work? This isn't Mjolnir, but this stuff was forged with powerful magic. Sam's face fell. Oh, Thor's weapon. Just not the right weapon. Blitzen nodded sagely. I agreed. Would one of you tell me what we're talking about? Kid, this is Thor's backup weapon, Blitz explained. The staff was a gift from a friend of his, the giantess Grid. 3 questions. I said, first, Thor has a giantess friend? Yes, Blitz said. Not all giants are bad. Second, do all giantesses' names begin with a G? No. Last question. Thor is a martial artist? Does he have, backup nunchucks, too? Hey, kid, don't diss the staff. It may not be dwarven work like the hammer, but giant forged iron is still powerful stuff. I hope we're able to pick it up and carry it back to Thor. I'm sure it's heavy and protected by enchantments. You needn't worry about that, bellowed a voice above. From one of the high windows, the god of thunder soared into the room on a chariot pulled by Otis and Marvin. My sword Jack floated along next to them. Thor landed in front of us in all his grungy glory. Good work, mortals! He grinned. You found the staff! That's better than nothing. And dude, said Jack, I take one quick bath. I turn around, and not only have you left the room, but you've collapsed the exit? What was the sword supposed to think? I bit back a comment. Yeah, sorry, Jack. Thor reached out toward the supply closet. The iron rod flew into his hand. Thor executed a few thrusts, swipes, and baton twirls. Yes, this will do nicely until I find that, other weapon that's not officially missing. Thanks. I tried to resist the urge to smack him. You have a flying chariot? Of course, he laughed. Thor without his flying chariot would be like a dwarf without an emergency parachute. Thank you, Blitz said. You could have flown us straight here, I noted. You could have saved us a day and a half and several close calls with death. But you let us climb that cliff, navigate a chasm. I would never deprive you of a chance to prove your heroism, the thunder god said. Blitzen whimpered. Hearthstone sighed. I hate this god. Exactly, Mr. Elf, Thor said. I gave you the opportunity to prove your mettle. You're quite welcome. Otis bleated and clopped his hooves. Besides, the boss couldn't show up here without his hammer, especially since his daughter was stuck in that birdcage. Sam flinched. You knew about that? Thor scowled at his goat. Otis, we need to have another talk about you keeping your snout shut. Sorry. Otis hung his horns. Go ahead and kill me. It's fine. Marvin nipped him. Will you shut up? Every time you get killed, I get killed. Thor rolled his eyes at the ceiling. What kind of animals would you like pulling your chariot, Thor? My dad asked me. Goats, I said. Flying, reconsumable goats would be great. I couldn't have chosen dragons or lions. I could have chosen dragons or lions, but no. He faced Sam. To answer your question, yes. I sensed Gunilla was here. I can usually tell when one of my children is nearby. I figured if you could save her, that would be a nice bonus. But I also didn't want her learning about my missing hammer. That information is a bit sensitive. You should feel honored I told you about it, daughter of Loki. Sam inched away. You know about that? Listen, Lord Thor. Girl, stop calling me Lord. I am a god of the common people, not a lord. And don't worry, I won't kill you. Not all of Loki's brood are evil, even Loki himself. He heaved a sigh. I kind of miss the guy. Sam looked at him sideways. You do? Ah, sure. Thor scratched his red beard. Most of the time I wanted to kill him. Like when he cut off all my wife's hair or convinced me to wear a bridal gown. Do what now? I asked. But Loki made life interesting, Thor continued. People got the idea we were brothers, which isn't true. He was Odin's blood brother. Still, I understand how the rumor got started. I hate to admit it, but Loki and I made a good team. Like Marvin and me, Otis suggested. My therapist says, "Shut up, you dolt," said Marvin. Thor twirled his iron staff. At any rate, thanks for this. It will help until I find the other item, and please do not mention my loss to anyone, not even my children, especially not them. Otherwise I'd have to kill you, and I might even feel bad about it. But what will you do without Mjolnir? Sam asked. How will you... Watch television? Thor shrugged. I know the screen size and resolution on the end of this staff are pitiful, but I will make do. As for you, the island of Yngvi rises from the waves tonight. You must hurry. Goodbye, mortals. And hold up, I said. We need the location of the island. Thor frowned. Oh, right. I was supposed to give that to you. Well, all you have to do is seek out the dwarf brothers at the Long Wharf in Boston. They will take you to the island. Their boat usually leaves at sunset. Dwarves, Blitz nodded approvingly. We can trust them, then. Oh, no, Thor said. They will try to kill you at the first opportunity, but they do know the way to the island. Thor, said Sam. Won't you come with us? This is an important battle. The Fire Lord, Surt, Fenris Wolf. Surely it's worthy of your attention. Thor's right eye twitched. That's a fine offer. Really, I'd love to. But I have another pressing appointment. Game of Thrones, Marvin explained. Shut up. Thor raised his staff over our heads. Use your time well, heroes. Prepare for battle, and be at the Long Wharf by sundown. The room started to spin. Jack the sword flew into my hand, flooding me with exhaustion. I braced myself against the nearest column. Thor, where are you sending us? The Thunder God chuckled. Wherever you each need to go. Jotunheim collapsed around me, like a tent falling on my head.